Hello, hello, hello. How are you today? Everybody's good? That's good. If you're not good, I hope you're getting good on the process of being good because I want you to be good. Listen, this particular video today, wow, I had to really, kind of settle down and kind of get my head together before I started recording. Okay. And listen, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and also the bell so that each time I put these videos up, you can get a notification. This video, this recording, wow, it's entitled $33 billion to your Ukraine. When have America ever really cared about life and people? And the American people are being robbed by a evil, wicked, demented sapsucker, better known as Joe Biden, United States of America president. You're getting robbed, and nobody's saying nothing. Now he wants $33 billion to go to Ukraine. The amount of money that he've already shot over there, claimed to have shot into Ukraine, is $3 billion. And now he boldly going to the government, $33 billion. Where you getting these figures from? Did you do a study like you told black people when they was talking about reparation? Did you do a study? Have you done a study on what the hell is $33 billion going to do? Why 33 billion? I mean, this shit just been going on what, a little over February, March, April, a little over what, 2 months? 2 months, and now you want to throw $33 billion over there? You don't even know. Yeah, seriously? Listen, um, what my thought is about that is U.S. history is riddled with massacres and genocide. United States government have never cared about people. Go back to the beginning when the Europeans that left out of Europe wound up on the shores of America. And then the great lie that they've always told was that Christopher Columbus, the great explorer, discovered America. Man, please, let me say this for those of y'all that may not have thought of it. How the hell you discover a place when millions of people are already there? The only thing you discovered is your dumbass didn't know that it was there. But when them heathens step up on the land of America on the eastern seaboard coming out of Europe, there were 59 million, hear me, 59 million indigenous people already there. When that bandit showed up, they looked up, who the hell is this? They was they claim Native American. And these bandits shows up and everybody started dying. But they call the Native American who was already living, laughing and loving and enjoying their lives in their land savages. And this is what they've taught because they came in and killed damn near every one of those savages with all kind of stuff. Some of you all may have heard, gave them smallpox and killed them. Even one of the massacres, they the one they called Thanksgiving. Oh man, y'all don't even know about Thanksgiving. They celebrated Thanksgiving in November, right? 1620, when the European settlers they invited the Native Americans to a feast and then massacred the population. That's where Thanksgiving started. And y'all sit up, oh yeah, we're gonna thanks. Thanks for what? Now this bandit want to give 33 million to Ukraine, but you know what? Let me just slow you down for a minute. First and foremost, no one has seen exactly what all that money, where it's going. They come and tell you that to help Ukraine for military armament. No, we don't want to go with your. We don't go. We don't want to go to war with Russia. Well, what the hell is all this equipment going over to Ukraine to do? You're not at war. You damn right you're at war. Then now you done went from 3 billion. You already done passed out 800 million, 800 million, and then the numbers like just over 3 billion. You've already dumped into this, and it's only been 2 months activity. Now you want 33 billion. But listen, I'm still stuck on the damn laptop. Whereas you got the laptop that have verifiable video evidence of what that Biden family's corruption has been, even emails. And then the other point that you all not thinking, why would Hunter Biden, who is the dopehead son of the president of the United States of America, his business partner, Hunter Biden business partner, during the time that his old man was the vice president, Hunter Biden business partners was in and out of the White House, multiple visits. They weren't even part of the government. Okay, and so why would that boy's business partners going in and out of the White House having meeting with who, meeting about what? That's why they have hell bent. I mean, they done triple time, double time, working on keeping that information out. But here's the thought behind that. This computer, this laptop, they say, it said, I mean, it's clear now. They don't finally admitted it, that it has hella incriminating evidence on the corruption with the Bidens. Okay, this is what they said. I'm not saying this. This is what they reported on your news, that the laptop, yes, it does exist, because in the beginning, it was a big back and forth about whether or not that was actually a laptop. And there was so much information coming out about the damn thing, they had to just finally say, yeah, it exists, to try to keep, you know what I'm saying, people thinking that they telling you the truth. Hell, that they ain't never told you the truth. That's why CNN Plus, that had $400 million budget, failed in the first 30 days because they couldn't get 10,000. They only got about 10,000 people to sign up with a $400 million budget. Why? Because people know CNN, the mainstream news media, be lying. Ain't telling you the truth. It's not news. It's propaganda network. So yeah, they had to finally go ahead and say the damn laptop exists. Yeah, it's out. And then the information that was on it was so shocking that the technician turned it over to the authorities, and they like, what the hell? And then when the shit show started, when it got back to daddy, now we going into this rabbit hole of bullshitting and pandering and back and forth and yes, no, and maybe. You see, the devil's so slick nowadays, he don't have to just kill you. All he has to do is confuse those around you that they don't really they can't believe what you're telling them. That's exactly what Biden is doing he's trying to do with Putin. Instead of saying Russia, he's specifically saying, oh, your gas prices are high because of Putin. The food ain't on the shelf because of Putin. And he can say that shit to the American people because he know the majority of the American people are so damn busy trying to keep the lights on and the roof over the head and a few, couple of a little food in your stomach. You're too damn busy to keep up with all this geopolitics and what the hell is actually going on. So you trying to get an update and you pop on CNN or MSNBC or Fox or some mainstream news media to get an update, and he tell you, oh, your gas price is up because of Putin. Well, you have absolutely no idea what the hell he talking about. Only thing you do, you run out and start running your mouth amongst your people like you know some shit, and you don't even know that all the oil that Russia is selling around the world, mainly to Europe, 60 some up percent or more go to Europe, and the rest around the world, a different nation, and America only gets 3%. 3% of that oil coming out of Russia goes to America. Now, the question is, how the hell 3% gonna make your fuel prices go up double, triple, and damn near quadruple because of Putin? That's all you know. Then food is missing off the shelf. Now it's because of Putin, but before it was the supply chain because of some medical shit they was running down the world. Okay, but now it's because of Putin. Now let me tell you something. This $33 billion this bandit is going to get, and I'm just prophesizing, he's going to get it. Why? Because the $33 billion is not going to the Ukrainian. You think America gonna give their money to some other motherfucker to do something with? No, no. If you believe that shit, I got, look, y'all didn't know, I have beautiful bridges over troubled water going at a great goddamn price. Easy payment. You can work at Taco Bell and afford my bridges over troubled water, give you nice payment. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to have a lot of money, and I'm not going to do no background check. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is the thing about this $33 billion he about to fleece out of the United States government to give these bandits. There's never been a time in American history that they give a shit about people. American history is riddled with massacres from the day that bandit stepped over on the land until today. Now, I'm telling you that, and you probably, oh man, he just over there sound like an old mad Negro, want to say something bad about America. Listen, genocide has been America's legacy. I'm gonna give you the Geneva Convention definition of genocide. Genocide is an act committed with an intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group, according to the Geneva Convention. That's what genocide is. Now, I'm going to lay out to you right now the most notable events in U.S. history that they have committed genocide on a nation, ethnic, racial, or religious group. And I'm going to start right here. The population in the 13 American colonies, they grew from 2,000 people to 2.4 million people between 1625 and 1775, displacing the original people that was already in that land called Native American from Eastern North America. Now, you talk about this bandit Christopher Columbus showing up and discovering America, they're able to tell you that bullshit because they're the one that wiped out those people and telling you the story. Now, when that bandit showed up with them few fuckers on that boat from Europe, there was already 59 million people living on the eastern seaboard of the United States of America from what they call today Maine to Miami. It was 59 million people. And then when these heathens showed up, what they do, you probably heard they killed them. Okay, they were so evil, they gave the people blanket with smallpox, gave them disease, and killed them. And their number one source of food was this animal called the Benson. When the heathen realized that, they started killing the damn Bensons. So the indigenous people didn't have anything to eat. Now, after the U.S. gained their independence from Europe in 1776, the settlers moved west, clashing with and eradicating the Apache Native American, the Cherokee Native American, Cheyenne Native American, Chinook Native American, the Navajo Native American, and the Sioux tribe Native American. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tribes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 different tribes of people these damnable European heathen wiped out. As soon as they showed up, everybody started dying. As soon as they showed up. This is your history, and this is why they don't want you to talk about it. They don't want to hear that because this is what their legacy is, and they don't want you to talk about it. It makes them uncomfortable. We don't want to talk about that. And then they talk about CRT, critical race theory. Hell, most of the people that was saying that shit didn't even understand what the hell it is. And this is what they don't want to talk about. Oh man, I'm gonna say it again. That Thanksgiving, a lot of people have discovered that damn Thanksgiving, man, it ain't nothing to be thankful to be celebrated on, unless you one of those evil ass, wicked Euro Gentile devils that's happy that your forefathers killed, murdered innocent people, and now you got a place to squat on, and you doing real good for yourself. So you happy that your forefathers and parents did that shit. Thanksgiving was celebrated in November. It was traced back to the 1620 when the European settlers that came in to take the land and took it and was killing and murdered and robbed, raped and pillaged all these indigenous beautiful people that was there. When those European heathens came in, they invited the, the, the Native Americans to a big old feast. Yeah, come on, let's eat. Yeah, and the Native American, they can't. Okay, shit, who don't want to eat? So they showed up, and they up there eating. And what did the Europeans do? Massacred the population. That's the creation of Thanksgiving for your United Snakes of America. Y'all didn't know that history? Hmm. The surviving descendants of the Native American tribe, they lived in poverty on federally recognized Indian reservation across the U.S. Federally, federally recognized. That they done took the damn land. They say, okay, you can go over there and stay. 100 million indigenous people in the Western Hemisphere were killed or died prematurely because of Europeans and their descendants in 5 centuries. 100 million people. I mean, these European Americans, whew, that's why they don't want you to talk about their history. It ain't shit good about their history. You remember when they was running around talking about make America great again? My question was, when the hell was America ever great? Because every page you turn backwards in the history of America is a real evil, bloody, devil, hellacious, terrible history for everybody else except that white man. That nigga came in and killed every damn thing. There, the National Geographic said a few months ago that due to the this is the way they said. They said in a position that leave you kind of confused. Due to the activities of mankind, there are now 100 different species of life that are now extinct on this planet. They ain't even here no more. But you see how he said? He said due to the activities of man. You see, he leave it out there for you. He don't incriminate himself. I mean, what would you sit up and tell the world, I'm a bandit? No, on your network, you done killed every damn body, took over everything for yourself, set it up for yourself, doing real good for yourself. You ain't gonna tell on yourself that you murdered all these people. You gonna talk about every damn body else, make everybody else look like a fool. That's exactly what Biden is doing right now. The administration up there trying to make Putin look like the modern day Hitler. And most of you suckers are falling for it because you don't know no history. You don't know nothing. You trust these bandits. 100 million people killed in the Western Hemisphere or died prematurely because of European white people out of Europe and their descendants in 5 centuries. Now we have to talk clear now, because some of you folks don't even know who we talking about when we say European. We're talking about white people. And all of those white people in America are descendants of those Europeans. That's why when they did the DNA study, they didn't go to America. They went to Europe because they told you that those white people running around in America now are descendants of these heathens out of Europe. So when they went to check the original strain of DNA of European people, they went into Europe because they know where everybody came from. They just ain't telling you. 12 million indigenous people died within the present United geographical boundaries between 1492 and 1900. Let me say that again. 12 million indigenous, 12 million Native American, 12 million people that was already there died within the present U.S. geographical boundaries. That means that they killed 12 million people between 1492 and 1900. 12 million, not thousand. 12 million. I told you when Columbus showed up, there were already 59 million on the eastern seaboard of the place, from Maine to Miami. It wasn't called Maine back then, but you understand what I'm saying. There were millions of people already there. And if they killed 12 million between 1492 and 1900, it had to be a bunch of damn people there. 35 million men, women, and children were brought from Africa to the New World between 16th century and 19, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then that constitute that 400-year enslaving of a people. 35 million. That's what they say. But it was more than that. You guarantee, talking about 400 years, they were steady bringing people in. 35 million men, women, and children brought from Africa to the New World between 16th, 19th century. 35 million Africans were brought into America to be slaves for 400 years in America. They don't want you to talk about that. No, they want you to talk about everything else. They were talking about they went to war to stop slavery. What do you mean, America? We went to war to stop slavery. Motherfucker, who started slavery? You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, damn, you really think you talking to a dummy. Oh, we so grateful y'all stopped slavery. Oh man, y'all need to get a big damn cookie. Woo, you special people, because you all went to war. You had a civil war to stop slavery. You motherfucker, who started slavery? What happened? The mic went off? I asked you, who started slavery? Why we got to talk about that? We all don't talk about all that stuff. Those type conversations make people uncomfortable. But you want to talk about ending slavery? You never ended slavery. I'm telling you right now, slavery never ended. For you all that think slavery ended, let me tell you something. Slavery never ended. Slavery was a great business that started the economic powerhouse called the United Snakes of America. That's how they got their money. That's how they got their money. Everything they started in America in existence today was started off slavery. You think those colleges and quote unquote institutions of higher learning, Harvard and Princeton and Dartmouth and Rutgers, all them damn places were started off slavery. Y'all don't know about the information coming out about Harvard and how Harvard started from slavery. You need to be watching this shit. You need to be studying and don't be sitting up here, with your eyes big looking at CNN trying to get your information. You know what I'm saying? And then these people now, they putting out information about Harvard and how they started slavery. And then you got some people that's descendants of some slave that's suing Harvard for the pictures that they took. They did some devilish things to brothers and sisters, black people. In the American Civil War from 1861 to 1865, 750,000 soldiers were killed, along with an undetermined number of civilians. Those civilians, you know who they were. If you don't, they were people. Yeah. And a lot of those black people fought for them and died. The Philippine American War, 1899 to 1902. I'm talking about the United Snakes of America history of genocide. The U.S. history is riddled with massacres and genocide. And the reason why I'm sharing all this with you is because of that 33 billion that this bandit talking about giving to Ukraine. And I'm trying to show you how they don't give a shit about people and how America's history is riddled with genocide and murdering people. And what is the Geneva Convention definition of genocide? Is an act committed with an intent now to destroy in whole or part a nation, ethnic, racial, or religious group of people. And that is exactly what America's intent was when they rolled up in there, is to kill all them people, and they did. I told you, 100 million indigenous people in the Western Hemisphere were killed or died prematurely because of European and their descendants in 5 centuries. Killed them all. Philippine-American War, 1899 to 1902. 20,000 Filipino combatants died. 200,000 innocent civilians died from violence, famine, or disease that the white man made happen out of Europe. Oh yeah, yeah. This kind of stuff is uncomfortable. That's why they don't want to talk about, their history. You ain't got no damn history to be proud of. And some sap suckers stand up talking about we had a war to end slavery. Shit, who started slavery? World War II. 110,000 Japanese casualty in battle for Okinawa. Now America over there fighting for some more shit that ain't even there. They killed up 110,000 Japanese. World War II. World War II in 1945. Okay, 45. He might still have some old suckers, old jokers still sitting around. 2 atomic bombs was dropped by the U.S. on Japan, killed 140,000 in Hiroshima, 74,000 in Nagasaki. I'm telling you why these $33 billion that this bandit is finna shoot to Ukraine, they ain't gonna get it. Because when the hell have the United States of America ever cared about people? I'm trying to show you right here, according to their own history, that's riddled with massacres and blood battle, why this man is robbing you. In his corrupt family, damn, that's amazing, man. It is really amazing. You know why it's amazing? Is because evil is moving across the face of the globe, face of the planet, so unchecked. Because those that claim to be good people ain't doing nothing to put it in check. And that's why evil is running so rampant across the globe. Because those people that claim that they, good folks, they ain't doing nothing. That's why you can have video evidence sitting on a laptop, email evidence that incriminating this guy and his family, and they still walking around. Why? Because the system that they dwell in, a riddle, is filled with other criminals, bandits, devils, witches, warlocks, evildoers. And the ones that's supposed to get these people are just as corrupt as the people they supposed to get. That's how he's still sitting up there in the presidency, running his damn mouth, stealing money. Now, the $3 billion that he done already sent over there, where did it go? Do you know? Hell no, you don't know. Do I know? Absolutely not. Are we ever gonna find out? More than likely, when it's too late, when it don't even matter. He gonna be dead and gone, or some other presidents or some other whatever. More than likely, no. You're never gonna find out what happened to that money. They ass are gonna be out there laughing and grinning, skinning and grinning cause of it. You remember what the black boy did as soon as he got in office? He gave everybody bailout money. That was another theft. Bailout, talking about, oh, these businesses got to be, propped up. So he came in and gave the corporation a whole bunch of money and stood around and told the people bailout money. You know what I'm saying? Then the stimulus package. Corporation got money, was so damn rich. It's like you ain't have a 1 or 2 guys that really had good hearts and said, look, we don't need no money. Get this shit back. How the hell you going to give a corporation that's valued at billions $10 million, and then these businesses running around feeding people, a little bit of businesses, 5, 10 employed, 20 employed, less than 50. And when they, request the money, it ain't none. You see the kind of shit you got to deal with the United States of America? You people don't give a shit about you. Korean War, 1950 to 1953. 930,000 Korean and Chinese forces dead. 1,550,000 North Korean dead. 990,000 South Korean civilians killed. Total death toll in the Korean War, 3.5 million in 3 damn years. You know what this saying? Now, when you look back and you see the 12 million indigenous people died between 1492 and 1900, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. You're talking about 4 or 5 centuries. Then you look up 35 million women and children were brought from Africa to all that. We're talking about death. Okay. And then you got the Philippine-American War, 20,000 Filipino combatants dead, 200,000. World War II, 110,000 Japanese casualties in battle for Okinawa. Then you come here to Korea in 1950. In 3 years, they killed 3.5 million people. You know what that says? They now have perfected the art of killing. In 3 years, 3.5 million people dead. Iranian coup. This is Iran. In 1953, 300 killed, 10,000 executed in the following years. This is in Iran. Guatemalan coup. 1954, 200,000 died in civil war in the next 3 decades. Chilean coup, 1973. Some of y'all was alive when this happened. 2,000 killed. U.S. Operation Condor in South America, 1968. 1989, at least 60,000 dead. The Vietnam War. Oh, here come the big dog. Here come the big dog. Now, we proven why this $33 billion ain't going to go to those people over there to help them. But the corrupt Biden family and all their cronies is going to get that money because they ain't telling you exactly what's happening with the money they already sent over there. Have you asked any question? No, you don't know. They just sending money over there, and goddamn it, I'm talking about 30, 40,000 people is in the streets in LA right now, inside the continental United States. It wouldn't cost you $33 billion to help them folks. Damn. So you see how screwed up that shit is? This man is sending that kind of money to somewhere else that y'all think he doing it. But he's using this to steal money from you, and eventually it winds up in their pocket. Why? Because they all heavily invested in the military through those contractors and those stock. Have y'all seen General Dynamics and Railton stock lately? I was checking it yesterday. Them damn stocks just shot through the roof, man. Why? They own all them shares while you sitting around trying to get your little rent together and hope you make mortgage and pay your car note, and you're worried about the water bill and food and the children, and you trying to etch out your little life with your little bullshit job. These bandits are just rape, robbing, and pillaging the country left and right and telling you we got to help Ukraine. Why the fuck that's true? Why do you have to help Ukraine? You understand? Somebody got to ask some damn real questions and get some answers. Why is it that you all of a sudden say it is our responsibility to help Ukraine? Because he is trying to hide this shit that they've been doing in Ukraine. Because I told you they used to launder their money. Who's the they? I'm talking about America's corrupt politician, and I'm talking about other nation corrupt politicians were laundering their money through Afghanistan. But when it became too complicated, whoop, they moved to where? Ukraine. Why? Because they overthrew the first government, the president, the second one, and put this guy in there, Zelensky, that's dancing to America's beat, and he get paid real good to assist those corrupt politicians to launder that money in the whole list of other evil things that they have been doing in that country. This man is hell-bent on keeping the lid on it. And why is he still in position? Why they still walking around, him and his son, when there's so much incriminating evidence that says these guys are corrupt, is because these guys are living and dwelling and functioning in a corrupt society environment. That allows them to exist. The very people that are supposed to check them are corrupt themselves. You know, that reminds me of when Donald Trump was pushing to get the Bidens investigated. At that time, I didn't know, I didn't understand what Trump was talking about. Shit, basically, hardly none of us out here in the civilian population, we didn't understand what he was talking about. Now I'm absolutely clear. Trump knew. See, he knew that them fuckers was dirty. And he sent and called over to the president, right, to have them investigated. So what happened is the U.S. had granted or promised them that they were going to get $1 billion from the United States of America. What did Biden do? Biden gets on the plane and go there and tell the guy, and shit, Biden told this story on the stage itself. You can go to YouTube, listen. He was telling, fuckers is bragging arrogantly. Told him that, listen, DA out there, doing this investigation because these cats are sitting on the board of these, energy corporations, different places, and that's how they laundering their money. They moving and shifting shit around on their own benefit. And so what happened? Biden told the president, fire that DA doing the investigation. That's supposed to be heading up the investigation on his son Hunter Biden and their business activity. Because if you are a private citizen, you're not a part of the government, and Hunter Biden in business, and he got business partners, but Hunter Biden daddy is the vice president. See, this was when Biden was a vice president under the Obama administration. So now, if Hunter is not a part of the U.S. government, the question is, why the hell is his business partners going in and out of the Capitol multiple visits? What's that about? They was using the damn vice president position to get money in their pocket right in front of the eyes of the American people. And so the president, when, Trump was pushing for this investigation, then the people's like, what? And so when the DA was appointed to do the investigating and what the hell they was doing, Trump was telling them to check because, hey, they over there in your country doing some dirt. So Biden get on the plane and go there and threaten the president that $1 billion that you're supposed to get, we're not giving it to you. He say, but how can you say that? You just the vice president. It's already been promised to us from the president. Shit. Biden said, oh, look, forget that. I'm telling you, if you don't stop that investigation, fire that guy, you're not getting that $1 billion. So the president called back to the states and asked Obama about the $1 billion. And he verified. He said, hey, well, if Joe say you need to stop that investigation, you better stop that investigation. And then when Obama told him, no, you ain't getting $1 billion until you do what Joe said. And then the president picked the phone up, he called and had the investigator fired. And then they got the money. I'll be goddamn. And see, this is all going on while we out here trying to keep the damn lights on in the house, the mortgage paid, the rent paid, buy some food, have a little damn life. These fuckers is going around the world robbing and stealing and doing all kind of shit in the name of the United States of America. Next point, talking about Vietnam. Okay. What we talking about? I'm trying to show you that $33 billion this old boy talking about shooting over to Ukraine, which is taxpayers of the United States of America, citizen money, ain't going to no damn Ukraine because of the fact I'm showing you proof. Why is it that America don't give a shit about no damn people? Vietnam War, 1955 to 1975. How many years was that? 55, 65, 75, right? 55, 65, 70. All these years, 2 million civilians, 1.8 million dead. This is Vietnam. Hold it now. How did the Vietnam War start? See, that's key. Do you all know that your illustrious government leaders told you American people that the Vietnamese attacked an American U-boat in the Gulf of Tonkin over there in Vietnam? And guess what? Years later, after all these young men and women are dead, the truth came out. That shit never happened. It was a lie. It was a lie. The Vietnam War started based on a lie from your government. 1955 to 1975, 2 million civilians, Vietnamese and other people dead. 1.8 million servicemen dead. These are innocent men and women that go to war thinking that they're fighting for their country. And oh man, the Agent Orange, I forgot. The Agent Orange chemical killed 400,000 people. 500,000 children, Vietnamese, was born with birth defects. Some with no arms and no legs and eyes. This is the chemical that your government sent over there to spray on the foliage, to kill the foliage, to try to help them to fight, because they was getting their asses whooped by the Vietnamese, running around in shorts and hats, flip-flop and barefoot, running in and out of the tunnels, wearing their asses out. So they came up with this chemical, Agent Orange, and when they sprayed it, it got on the soldiers and everybody. Yeah, it killed the fauna, the bush, the plants, but damn, the people too. Cambodian Civil War over there, right? 300,000 dead. Laotian Civil War, 60,000 dead. Total death toll, 4.2 million. They perfecting their killing machine. The Gulf War, 1991, you was alive when it happened, 5,000 civilian dead. Iraq, since 2003, more than 1 million killed. Afghanistan, Pakistan, since 2001. Afghanistan, I told you, that is Afghanistan where they used to launder their money, but don't forget about the poppy. The poppy. You talking about opium epidemic in the United States of America. Where the hell you think that shit came from? Afghanistan. So now all of a sudden, Afghanistan. Why? Because it came too damn complicated, because shit was coming out. So they had to roll up out of there. But they weren't going to stop the operation, because these heathens are floating around on mega yachts, multi-million-dollar mansions, and living the life of Raleigh. They don't want to let that shit go. So they look and figure out, where the hell, how can we keep this going? Because that is what got them their money, corruption. So in Afghanistan, they growing all this opium and poppy and shit, and then you can't find El Chapo, and you can't find Pablo Escobar in the drug lord, and you got a war on damn drug, but you can't find no damn body. But your ass can go and find Saddam Hussein in his own country on the other side of the damn world, in Iraq, in a goddamn hole. He hid out in his own country in a hole, and you find him on the other side of the world, day over there, night in America, day in America, night in Iraq. This man in his own country is hid out in a goddamn hole somewhere out there in the middle of nowhere with $1 million US, and they find his ass. But you can't go right over the fence in Mexico and find Pablo Escobar or find El Chapo until you decide to legalize the marijuana you was buying from them. So now you see, oh man, y'all got to know this, man. You can't. Woo. Oh wow. You see how they work? All of a sudden, they're able to find Pablo Escobar, he dead, and then El Chapo locked up. And now they legalized marijuana, and that was a multi-billion-dollar business. Afghanistan got too complicated, so they changed their operation to Ukraine. And that's where they've been laundering their dirty money and committing all manner of evil. Now, you talk about Russia. Look, there ain't no war. Let me make it clear to you. This situation taking place in Ukraine, that ain't no war. You all have been lying to so bad. Do you know there's a shitload of Ukrainian soldiers that laid their weapons down and went on with Russia? Because y'all got to understand, these people speak the same language, and they the same goddamn people. This shit been going on since 2014 or beyond. All this stuff that they talking about right now, this is history. This family, this people. You know what I'm saying? In Russia, see, you all have been lying so bad about you all are being lied to so bad about Putin that you all think that Putin is doing a bad thing in Russia in Ukraine. I don't know. See, if you sitting up watching that damn CNN, MSNBC, and ABC and Fox and all that shit, you all getting smoke blowed up your ass. You got to get off over here because I live in Israel. I see things different that you all don't see. I have different servers I connect to and go different places and get shit. I work with one of the largest construction company in the country, Solil Bonet. We got Russians from Ukraine. We got Russian. We got Ukrainian. We got guys from Moldova, St. Petersburg, Moscow, Kiev. Hell, I talked with a guy up here in Rishon LeZion. Today is Friday. I went up there in Sunday, and I talked with a guy from. He said he was from where that place over there in eastern Ukraine. He named the city. I'll think of it in a minute. But this guy said that's where he's from. I said, "Whoa, really? You got family over there?" He said, "No, I don't have no family over there no more." You know what that old dude told me? He said he'd been working with the company about 30 some odd years. He's 67. I'm 60. You know what this guy told me? He came up real close to me and he said, "It ain't like it's not what they say it is." I said, "I know." I know. And they got people still over there. You understand? And so anyway, Afghanistan became complicated. So now they in Ukraine. And another point that you all don't know, Putin knows that those biolabs, one of their projects that they was working on was developing bioweapons to destroy people of Slavic descent. And if you don't know what that means Russian people. You know what I'm saying? This kind of information they not putting out. You got to hear it from me and somebody that's going to tell you, you know. So anyway, those biolabs, hell yeah, 39 biolabs all around Ukraine, financed by the United Snakes of America. And when that fucker was standing up there talking to y'all about these damn masks, what's his name? With the glasses on, I can't stand here talk Fauci. When he's standing up there lying to you all about this shit. Yeah, they had financed those biolabs, all of that. Yeah, they were sending money over there doing those experiments. And Putin knows it. And so that's why every time you hear your president talk about this situation, he don't say Russia. Have you noticed he always used the name Putin because he trying to get the world to go against Putin. He ain't worried about Russia. Because it's Putin the one that has the mouth that can open up and tell the world about this shit they've been doing. So that's why Putin ain't ran through that and blew that shit away. You all talking about a war? This no goddamn war. This just like when over here in Israel, when the Israelis talk about a war with the Palestinians, to stop for a minute. Israel is a country. Israel is a nation. Israel has billions. Israel have technology. Israel got military. Israel got a motherfucking military. Israel every year have a military conference in Tel Aviv. Every single nation, minor, major, and unspoken of, come into Tel Aviv during that time that they showing all these military armaments to buy weapons. You know the number one reason? Not I'm talking about after the technology, but one of the main reasons why they sell so much military armament is because most of those weapons have been tested in battle. Why? Gaza. Now, if you're talking about a war is fought between, it's like you talking about we going to war. It kind of, you would think that they got guns, we got guns. We got bombs, they got bombs. They got tanks, we got tanks. So that's a war that you would say is kind of like, balance. When you look at Israel and the Palestinians, they ain't no damn war. Them Palestinians sitting down there in Gaza, the niggas ain't got no damn military. Palestine, them folks is not a country set up with billions and billions of dollars in technology and all kind of military armament and shit. So when the Israelis decide to get crunk on the Palestinian, goddamn Palestinian ain't got a motherfucking chance. whatsoever. So don't let these people sit up and tell you this is no goddamn war with Israel and the Palestinian and a war between Ukraine and Russia. Do you know Russia have a missile defense system that got America asshole so damn tight air can't get up. They can't even fire at their own ass. They so damn scared of the S-400, S-500 missile defense system that Russia got that America got the ass when India wanted to buy the damn missile defense system. Why? Because that damn defense system that Russia got is so fucking sophisticated, it can pick out the sophisticated F-35 plane that America brag is the most sophisticated plane on planet fucking Earth. America see that bitch coming. Russia can see that bitch coming 400 miles, 400 kilometers away. And y'all think, oh, the great, boy, you've been lied to. You know, what makes that jet invisible is the nose, the front end of it. You know what I'm saying? If it's coming at you, your radar system can't pick it up. But the S-400 and the updated S-500 pick that bitch up, coming and going. And then it has an incredible arsenal of weapons, and it's all computerized. It will send out the signal to sense it, picked up on the satellite, bounce back to the controller, calculated, then sent out over to the next unit to send out the missile to go get it. And then the missile, they can change in flight. America is hella scared of that damn system. Yeah. And then it's a lot of other shit that Russia got. America don't want to fuck with. That's why they talking about sanctions. In Afghanistan, they ran their asses right up there. Iraq, they took their happy asses right up there. Why? Because they know them nations didn't have them kind of all that kind of sophisticated military shit. But here when it comes to Russia, they talk about sanction. And then they talking about taking the oligarch shit and selling it. You know what? This is what you all don't know. See, I'm telling information today that you all you just like, I know you probably sitting there shaking your head, say, damn, this dude is nuts. No, you nuts, because you've been believing that shit they've been feeding you. You stop that. Those Russian oligarchs, they moved them boats way outside of the sanction zone. You didn't know that, did you? Do you know where those oligarchs at? The majority of them, they right here in Israel with me. Oh, you didn't know that? Shit. You know why they in Israel with me? Because they have been Israeli citizen and Russian citizen for years, just like me. I'm an Israeli American citizen right now. I can go between the two countries at will, no problem. When those sanctions and shit popped up, most of those oligarchs came right here. They all got multi-billion dollars and shit like that. These jokers got mansions you wouldn't even believe right here in Israel. So he's sitting up laughing at your dumbass president that shaking hand when shaking hands in the air. When Obama was up there at the White House, everybody would gather around that Negro. And he ain't no Negro. He's a half-breed. You know, parents from Africa, the other mama white. He's a half-breed. He ain't no Negro. So Biden was over there shaking hand in the air. And the oligarchs laughing up here in Jerusalem. Y'all don't even know the story. Pakistan, since 2001, 240,000 people died in the war zone. More than 71,000 Afghanistan and Pakistani citizens died as a direct result of the war as of April 2021. That's just last year. Okay. Now, the $33 billion I'm talking about that he wants to put over there in Ukraine, they are not going to get it. Look at Iraq and Afghanistan, all these damn places that America said they was going in because they had dictators, you know, making the lives of the people miserable. What the hell about the lives of the people in LA? And it's about 40, maybe 50,000 homeless people out there. It's growing every day. And now you're going to take $33 billion out of the people pocket of the United States of America and talking about giving it somewhere. And your family is so goddamn corrupt. I don't believe none of that damn money is going to get to the Ukrainians, because this list of shit I just read off to you proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that America don't give a shit about people, because their history is riddled with massacre and genocide. And when have the United States of America ever gave a shit about people? The $3 billion they already sent over there, you don't know what happened to it. They ain't stood up and gave you an itemized list of, okay, this dollar go there, these $100 doing that, this did that, and all this here. He just taking money and saying to you, American people, is to help the Ukrainian, because you've been convinced by their news propaganda network, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, ABC, and all this other shit. You've been bamboozled to think that America's supposed to help the Ukrainian. You see how stupid that shit is? Listen to this. Let me tell you something else dumb. These Ukrainians, they just as racist as anybody. But their racism is so open, you all don't remember how they wouldn't let them African people on the train, left their asses out there in the bitter cold with their babies. Say, you're not getting on this train. But they were down in Africa recruiting black folk, recruiting Africans to come fight for them. Oh, you can come fight and die for us, but you ain't gonna get on our train to be saved with us. Now, let me show you how something stupid is when you sit up and listen to their propaganda. They're over in America. I saw this on YouTube. There's a church, one of them states in America. I don't remember the church and all that detail, but I remember the story. There's a black guy going to church with all these white people, and that's normal now. In America, you got all kind of, people coming together doing all type of things together. Black people, white people, Hispanic. The racism, yeah, it's there, but it ain't just totally 100% organic all across America. You got interracial relationship. You got black people married to white people change. It's all intertwined now. Okay. And so this black guy attending a church in America, and the church had several Ukrainian members. Now listen to this. This is some bullshit. The black guy, who is not aware of the intense racism in these countries. You remember the Ukrainian said, "Oh, this is really sensitive to me because I'm seeing blonde-haired, blue-eyed people being killed." And then the reporter, he tried to whoop, like, you ain't supposed to say it like that, dog. Because why? These people pick up the fact that what you're saying is you really have more concern about white people than black. You can't say it. So the reporter, boom, this is on CNN. He just tried to spin this shit all out the window. And so you have a lot of black people that's not aware of that. So this black guy in the church member with all these other white people, and a lot of them, several of them, were Ukrainian. He done been convinced that he need to go to Ukraine and fight with the Ukrainian against the Russians. That's what happened. Yeah. So I'm watching this, right? And I'm like, damn, he don't even know. But here's the thing that really was crazy. Several members of the church sat around him in a circle and was praying for his safe return, all that kind of shit. You know how many of those people sitting around him, white folks that was Ukrainian? About 8. Guess what? They asses wasn't even going to Ukraine to fight. Only the black guy. I be damn. Negro, please. They Ukrainians, born and raised there in America, living in the goddamn church, watching what's going on, and you the only one going to Ukraine to fight. My question is, how many of them going? Not a goddamn one. You see how stupid that is? That's their home, Negro. That's where they from. And they ass is sitting up in the church making circles around you, praying for your safe return. Don't nothing. I mean, you don't have a thought to say in your mind, damn, y'all not coming with me? Hell no, we ain't going over there. Because it's something they know that your dumb ass don't know. Now they ain't going to Ukraine to fight. They're going to stay right there in the safety of their church in the United States of America and watch your black ass go over there and suffer whatever to come. Whew. This $33 billion really, really, really did get to me, man. Because, I'm looking at in Los Angeles, the tens of thousands of innocent people out there all fucked up. Some of those, a lot of those, most of those are really just good people that fell on hard time and need a little shot in the arm, need a little bump. And $33 billion, you wouldn't need that much goddamn money to help them. $33 billion. Where the hell did that number come from? Who did a study? Where is it going? Exactly what's going to be done with it? And nobody answered them questions. Then you got black folks. Okay. Now let's see. The thing about me, I talk straight. So you don't have to guess and what the hell is the Nubian King talking about. I tell you straight. This race situation in America, it's not going to be solved. You all can stop all that bullshit talking about it's time to have a conversation. Y'all don't want to have no goddamn conversation. You could solve the race problem in America by going ahead and get the black folks the reparation. Then they wouldn't have shit to be talking about. You say it's simple that here, I could solve the damn give me that $33 billion. I can make America the land of the free and the brave and the peace and all that shit. But these fuckers don't want peace. All this history of America that's riddled with genocide, do you know why they don't want peace? Is because the military armament is the largest business in the world next to drugs. You can't make money in peacetime according to a barbaric construct. These barbarians love to fight because they can make weapons to fight. And somebody makes money. I told y'all, you got to look at General Dynamics stocks. You got to look at Railthon. You got to look at these corporations that produce military armament. Everything from needles to MRE, meals ready to eat. They all getting paid like a mofo, and that's what's going to happen with that $33 billion. The ass is going to get it all. That just brought something to mind. I remember, they used to say that Trump was mad as hell. He didn't like Obama. I'm gonna give you some information as why that could be true. This is just one thing. Now you hearing about Gazprom, the Russian energy company. Y'all remember Rex Tillerson? He was a Secretary of State in the Trump administration. Rex Tillerson. You just made me think of this when Rex Tillerson worked for Exxon Oil, and that was the only job that guy ever had in his life when he got out of school. He worked at Exxon Oil, and he became the CEO. All right. And Rex Tillerson in the Trump administration became the Secretary of State, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. If I made a mistake, just put it in the comment section. So anyway, Rex Tillerson, he was the Secretary of State under the Trump administration, right? All right. Now, the CEO of Exxon Oil. Exxon Oil and Gazprom worked out a deal to combine their companies. Now, I remember this because I was working in Ashdod, Israel. We was building a new port here in Ashdod. And me and this German guy was sitting in the shed talking. I was a crane operator, and he was the drill rig specialist. He came over from Germany. All right. And we sitting there talking and chopping it up, and we listened to this. Come to find out, Exxon Oil, when they had decided to join forces and become one energy company with Russia, that unity would have put that value of that company, whatever they would have named it, it never happened, north of $500 billion value. And every single individual that owns stocks in that company will become practically at that level. Most of them would have become billionaires. All right. You know what happened? The Obama administration blocked it. Trump had mega stocks in it also. You see, you have to understand that while we out here trying to, fight for life and pay mortgage and rent and whatever we doing on our little life. These jokers behind the scene making mega power moves. We don't even have a clue. And so, yeah, the Obama administration shut that project down. I mean, shut that down. They never became, partners. You understand? And so now Gazprom is asking for rubles and gold. You can buy Russia oil in ruble and gold. And all these sanctions that your knucklehead ass president is putting on Russia ain't doing diddly squat. You know why? Because Russia has been operating under sanctions for decades, which means what? The Russian people, they're used to living with less. And the American people are used to living with more 24/7. That means an abundance of everything that you can get 3:33 in the morning, you can get the same shit 3:30 in the afternoon. In America, it's an abundance of everything. Like right now, I see advertisement over here in Israel about the pickup truck. They're talking about there's so many unsold pickup trucks. You can get a brand new truck for like cheap because there's so many of them. Now in Russia, it ain't like that. So what's the point? Now your gas price is hella high, and you ding dong talking about I'll pay for the gas as long as it hurt Putin. Dumbass, ain't nothing gonna hurt Putin. Your country only get 3% of the oil that Putin is selling. The next point, you all don't remember BRICS, Britain, Russia, India, China, and South Africa formed an economic union. Why? Because they was tired of the IMF bullshit headed up by your country, America. Yeah, those major nations, Britain, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, formed an economic union called BRICS. That was a gas deal that Russia and China had been negotiating for a long time, trying to get together, but they never could. So what happened was when they formed that group, they almost instantly got that gas deal done. They've been working on it for years, and so they finalized the gas deal, and at the time it was something like north of $400 million of gas to go to China from Russia, and they didn't use the American dollar; they used their own money, the Russian ruble or the Chinese, yen, and so that caused a big shockwave to the dollar, the American dollar, because you remember when Nixon took the country off the gas. When Nixon took the country off the gold, the dollar being backed by the gold, it went into they created this international agreement that all petroleum product shall be traded, sold, and bought and sold in U.S. dollars. That is what has been keeping the dollar some value. Now, when Russia and China, those two powerful economies, decide to not use they nicknamed it the petrodollar. You know, that's what they nicknamed that, the petrodollar, petroleum product bought and purchased, bought and sold in U.S. dollars. They called it the petrodollar. Now, when Russia and China went off the petrodollar on that particular gas deal, the dollar took a hit. You may not have noticed it because if you're not trading dollars and working in the forex market, you probably wouldn't have noticed. But those people that's traders, especially in the forex, they noticed it. Now, today, with Russia, and see, I talked with a group of people that was asking, and I said that Russia dropped the nuclear bomb on America already, but it was a financial nuclear bomb. And what I meant was when Russia said that you now can only purchase Russian oil in Russian currency, which is ruble or gold, that sent the US dollar to the grave right there. I mean, it was already standing on the edge, but that move right there pushed it on in the grave. You all don't know it. Not now. because this economic system that you're living in is like just like a bus that you own. A whole bunch of y'all on the bus. The bus shooting down the highway at like maybe 100 miles an hour. Okay, now 100 miles an hour, the bus is on the highway. Now, if the driver takes his foot off the accelerator, what's going to happen to the movement of the bus? Nothing. It's going to keep going. And he took the foot off the accelerator, which means you don't have fuel going to the engine, which means the engine is not turning. What is happening? You're coasting. And if you don't return his foot to the accelerator, eventually the bus is going to what? Stop. The U.S. government has been, the U.S. economy has been coasting for a while. And that while is coming to an end to where your economy, it ain't going to be able to take nothing else. Because anything else is going to bring it to a squeaking halt. And that man saying that oil can only be purchased in rubles is going to bring it to a squeaking halt. It has brought it to a squeaking halt. And what's going to happen is you're not going to notice it till later on in the year. Right now, you go into stores and certain items are missing off the shelf. But your president was saying it was because of the other thing that took place. Now he's saying it's because of Putin. Why? Because you don't keep up with enough information to even know. All right, now, you can only get that oil in Russian ruble and gold. And America was running around the world trying to tell everybody, don't do it, don't do it. And you know what? Europe told America, screw you, shit. We man, 60% of our energy come out of Russia. What the hell you want us to do? Freeze to death? Screw you and your sanction. They said no. So what they did, they started dumping the dollar and buying the ruble to get the oil that they need to take care of themselves. Then that is caused the death of the US dollar, which has backfired on the damn country. And the people going back and forth on the day-to-day activities in the United States of America don't even know they living their last days. So that's why the destruction of the United States is taking place from within. Y'all don't even know that. So you got people that sit up and say, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You need to shut up. That's all propaganda. You're a propaganda." Hey, you know what? That don't even bother me. I don't care if you say I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't even care if you don't listen to me. I don't give a shit. You know why? Because it's your ass that's gonna be out there ass out when the shit hit the fan. Because we are already dealing with how you gonna live when the shit hit the fan. What do I mean shit hit the fan? When the electricity ain't there no more, when the water ain't there no more, when the food ain't there no more. Hell, you already see food slowly disappearing off the shelf. This shit is slowly coming in on you, and you sitting up with your head stuck in the goddamn sand, wishing it all changed, and it ain't gonna change, as opposed to preparing. I give honor and kavod to those people that's already been out there prepping. They call them preppers, doomsday people getting ready for when this shit hit the fan. They already got 25 years of food stacked up. They got water filtration systems, and they know how to survive without no electricity, without no water, without no food, and all this shit, because they expect it to happen one day. And they ready for it. And so, I was talking with some friends. They say, well, damn, what would you do if you lived in America right now? I said, I get the hell on. Well, like I did. I mean, I moved out 40 years ago. What's this? 2022? Yeah, 2021. I packed up 40 years ago because I saw the shit that was taking place then, and I got my boogie on. And since that time, I done lived in West Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, Benin, Togo, or hell, everybody go to the pyramids over in Egypt. Yeah, I've been in and out of the pyramids a bunch of times, got my spirit up out of there, changed me like a mug. Yep, whole different man. Then, this is where I'm based at in Israel. And in 40 years I've been here in Israel. And I know this ain't going this for a lot of you all that's living in America, Y'all ain't gonna be able to believe this next statement I say. I've been here for 40 years, and I cannot honestly put on the mic. I cannot say to you of a racial incident that I have been racially profiled or dealt with unjustly based upon the fact that I'm just a black man. In other words, I can't tell you of a racial situation that I've experienced since I've been here in Israel that I can honestly say that cop did me like that because I'm black, or that person did me like that because I'm black. You know, Israelis on a general sense are just kind of like laid back and friendly. Okay, like the other day, this is fun. I just thought of it. The other day, I was going to deal with some. I was going to the water company. Oh, sorry. No, I was going to pick up a package that I got. Okay, mailed in, and you know, Israelis, they like to sit down at the cafes and chill and laugh and talk bullshit. You know, the weather is good, man. The weather is real nice. You know, and so this table had like 5 Israeli dudes sitting around. They was laughing and joking. So I rode up there on my e-bike. You know, I like riding that bike because you can slip in, slip out, shoot around. And when I drive the car, you know, you have to go a lot earlier. Like if I got to be there at 10, I got to get there like 10:30, 35 or something like that to give yourself time to find the car, get it parked, then walk over the way you got to go. But when you're on the bike, you can zip right up there, lock it up and go on in. So I was on the bike, and these guys were sitting outside of this cafe on at a table, and I had to go past them, and they was laughing, ha ha ha, ha, you know, just out there chilling. And so I walked by them with my bike, right? This shit funny. And as I got up there by them, I just started laughing. Ha 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 ha! Them jokers look what? They bust out and start laughing like, God damn, you know, bro. You know, I spoke to them, Shalom, my Shalom Khan. They say, Shalom, my Shalom Khan, Kobe say that, I'm Achi. Achi means my brother, you know. But I know Israel is just swamped in controversy with their situation between the Palestinian and the Jews and all that. And yeah, I know a lot of details about what happened. You all hear that it happened, but you don't hear the why it happened, who did what. And you got to remember now, whoever control the network, they're gonna tell the story the way they want you to hear it. You understand? It's like in Africa, when you hear things about African people, it's just like you hear what they call them, the rebels, or anywhere in the world. On your network, you hear what they call the rebels. Now, you got these people from a foreign country standing up talking about this situation that's taking place in this country. And then they're talking about the rebels attacking the government or a government coup. Here's my question for you. When have you ever seen that those reporters hand the mic to the rebels and let the rebels explain why they rebel, why they rebelling, what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? It's always a one-sided situation. Because why? The news corporation is spending the media, is spending the information to support their objective. And that is bullshitting you about the story. You don't even know. So I'm like, okay, y'all down in Africa talking about some damn coup or some brothers out there in the jungle doing whatever to the government. Get a guy out there in the jungle doing whatever to the government. Get him a mic. I want to hear what he got to say. Never happened. Never happened. Man, this planet is so screwed up. You know, oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's not true. This planet is not screwed up. I can't even put that out there like that. This planet ain't screwed up. It's certain people on this planet are screwed up that need to be not here on this planet that's screwing it up. Have you ever been to the South Pacific? Those beautiful islands down there. You ever been to Fiji, the Caymans, uh, uh, Picard Islands? I'm talking about these little bitty islands way out in the middle of nowhere, where all the air's fresh, no factories, no traffic jam. Woo! Beautiful. What about those people living on Sentinel Island off the coast of India? You ever seen pictures of them? Black people that have been there for so long, don't nobody know. Nobody know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing about those people. Why? There's never been nobody out there on the island to do a study. Well, for one reason, the nation of India established a 30-mile no-go zone, which you can't go within 30 miles of that island. And they have flown over in the helicopter. You see people down there. Now we know that much. We know there's people out there, and we know two white boys wind up dead on the beach. The first guy, I don't know his story, but the second guy, I remember. It was an American white boy that went out there and he did the interview before he left. Okay, now first of all, hold up. See, that's another dot against the way Americans do. And I've been in several countries and seeing how they function. They kind of like be disrespectful to these other nations because they come in with this attitude. I'm American. I'm American. This ain't the way we do it in America. God damn it, you ain't in America right now, fool. This is where you at. And so this boy, he do this interview about he was gonna go over there and to the island. And so the reason why he say he want to go to the island is he want to teach them. He want to deliver the word of Jesus. I'm like, I be damned. Here we go. Now the whole nation done set up a 30-mile no-go zone. That means for you too. Americans don't get exclusive permission to go there. Fool, nobody can go to that island. But here you go. Embarrassing the country again with some white boy American dumb shit. What did he do? He got some local people, and they barely making it, trying to make ends meet. He go over there with a bunch of dollars and get those guys to take him to that island. But they said, listen, we'll take you only so far. We're not going up on the island. Because these they know. They know those people on the island don't want absolutely nobody there. And they will kill you. The other white boy died out there. I don't know his story. I don't know what happened to his body or nothing. I'm telling you about this one guy that I know about. They talked about. You maybe have even heard about him. Okay. Now, so he gets the local boatman to take him to a certain point. I don't know how he got to the island, but he did get to the beach. As far as he got. They stuck his ass full of spears, because they out there still using spears, and they run around naked. They ain't got no Louis Vuitton, Versace, and Gucci on. Them jokers is butt ass niggas over there, And so they filled him up for the hole, left his dead body out there on the beach in the sun. So when the government found out about it, they sent a search helicopter out there, and sure enough, there's dead body on the beach. You know what the last thing that I heard about that situation is, damn, this is an international embarrassment for the United States of America. And how the hell we gonna get that body off that beach? When if they had the people were throwing spears up at the helicopter, you damn sure ain't finna land because they will light your ass up. These people are professional with them spears. They just as good as them spears as a Navy SEAL sharpshooter, sniper. They get you, light your ass up with them. But now that body laying out there on the beach, and that was that. So the point I'm making about other places in the world filled with peace and beauty and love and happiness, I'm talking about this particular island out there off the coast of India, they call it the Sentinel Island. Those people have been out there, don't nobody know how long. They have been out there living and flourishing, don't nobody know how long. There are no boats that go out there delivering them any supplies. There are no boats that go out there that's bringing back any trash or waste product. These people are totally, completely, 100% isolated organically from the rest of the world, living on this island. And you can see them. There are pictures that they, photographer with the long range cameras, they've taken video footage and pictures of the people walking around on the beach and in the water, playing and having a good time, all butt naked, all black, jet black, beautiful smiles and face and all that, because the long range camera can take all of that, right? And you see them out there. Now, to me, that's paradise. No rent, no mortgage, no car note, no gas bill, no Russia, no China, no Biden, no corruption, no disease, no medical issues, no bacteria, no bombs, no GMO food, no devils, none of that. What they dealing with is damn sure ain't what we dealing with, because this shit ain't out there. However they doing it, they got it figured out. You don't see no smoke coming up from the middle of the aisle in some damn factory they producing shit. You don't see none of that. Only thing like me, I know, I believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that they are living in total harmony with the land. They not over farming, over fishing. They not commercial farming or commercial fishing. It ain't that many people. The island ain't that damn big, but however they doing it, they there. And I just can imagine that, they're not eating so much that they eat every damn thing up. Ain't nothing left. They not out there overfishing to ain't no damn fish in the water. Like when the African brothers and sisters was complaining about the Chinese trawlers coming so close to the land, that to the beach, to the shores, and they got these big super commercial fishing boats. They taking all the damn fish, overfishing, you know? And so those people living out there in total harmony with the land, in peace. So that's why I'm saying this is not a effed up world. They're effed up people in this beautiful world. And there are more places on this planet that are beautiful, picturesque, peaceful than these hellhole, shithole mega cities that millions of people are stacked up on in, being lied to and fed out, and being lied to and fed all manner of poison, toxin, and impurities, and some rich prick somewhere down there in Old Island living the life of Raleigh. And the people, the reason why I share things like this is to make you think and to give you information, another story. Because if you are not tuned in to other networks and getting other information, and you sitting up listening to what they're telling you on CNN, and you believe in everything they say, you are so highly uninformed about the truth. There's always two sides to every story. I mean, damn, you sit up and you listen to President Biden tell you thus, and thus, and you don't think that could possibly be something else to it. What rock would you? You don't know there's always two sides to every damn story. And you sitting up being shitted on by your president talking about we got to help Ukraine. Let me ask you a question. Who gonna goddamn help all them people out there in LA living in the streets in the United States of America, homeless? You think $33 billion is needed to help them? Hell no. You think $3 billion that they already done sent is needed to help them people? You see what I'm saying? You running all out the damn country, and you got, look, what about Philadelphia? You know that street called Kingston Avenue? They call it Zombieville. Why? You got so many drug addicts just out in the daytime like zombies bent over right there in America. And you running your ass, but see, again, wait a minute now, hold it. You have to understand the reason why. Because of the intense, incredible corruption that many of those corrupt politicians have been doing in Ukraine. So Biden is heading up the charge on keeping the lid on their bullshit. That's why. That's why he's trying to do that. And stealing money at the same time. It's always about money. But again, he going to Congress asking for all this money to shoot out of the country. I mean, that's what he claimed. I keep telling you, they stealing that money. The Afghan people they ain't finna. But what about the United States of American citizens that's sitting out there in the damn street? And guess what? A lot of those people are veterans that served in a military that was told that you're fighting for the freedoms that we so enjoy. And they done went and they done made the ultimate sacrifice, which putting your life on the line as a soldier. And when you are a soldier in the military, that increases your chance of getting killed exponentially more than a guy working a job going home every day. You're a soldier, something pop off, you got to get off with your soldier thing. You be the first one get killed. That's the ultimate sacrifice. And you was told to do it in order that we can maintain our way of life. And what is that? Letting people sit in the goddamn street broke, homeless, nothing to eat, no services. That's what you do. While we steal the money and claim that we giving it to somebody else. That's what you did. And they military veterans that made that sacrifice so you can keep doing what you're doing. And you don't even have enough damn wherewithal, compassion to help them. You got all these tens of thousands of people in one city alone, mile after mile after mile, living in the goddamn street. And you gonna come and get billions of dollars in sales for somebody else. I be damn. And ain't nobody in America protesting. I'm the only person you hear saying that. I'm all the way in Israel. You know that? I'm all the way in Israel. All the way in Israel. And I'm saying, damn. How I know about all these damn people in LA. How I know about Kingston Avenue, the drug problem. And all this other shit in the United. You know, it just because the fact that I don't like to see people get taken advantage of. And for that fool to be up there giving all that goddamn money for a cause to help somebody else, you have so many innocent people in America that could goddamn benefit for $100 because they ain't had a good meal since they don't remember. They ain't had a good fucking meal since they can remember, and you destroying the country inside out, and you got more and more people joining them out there in the street. You don't give a shit. And American people ain't saying nothing. I ain't hearing nobody raise up. Wait a minute, hold up. Why the hell we giving all this money to somebody else? And we got people out here living in the street. We ain't clean our own shit up. And you know what these other nations are saying? This is what your government is doing. And you're not even making no noise about it, to the point where now the U.S. has become an embarrassment before the world. After Iran. President of Iran, you know, America talking about we gonna put sanction on you. You know what he told him? Shit, fuck you. Man, we gonna put sanction on your ass for all the shit you done to black people in your country. Oops. Damn. Ain't heard nothing about Iran. They got to back up out of there easy. You know, slide on up out of there. They dropped that black bomb on them. Nigga, we gonna put sanctions on you based on what you do to black people in America. Whew, ain't heard nothing else about Iran. Then the Chinese. Chinese say the nerve of America to try to scold us, chastise us about our human rights violations concerning the Uyghurs, and you all have 400-year history of enslaving of people and other atrocities. That's what the Chinese ambassador told America. Shut the fuck up. Woof. Hey, we ain't heard that kind of dialogue in a while, but they bringing it now. Because the truth is out, man. Everybody know. You know, people tired of that shit. I mean, I cannot see that this is what the leadership don't understand. It is enough for everybody. It is enough. This planet is not overpopulated. You all get in your cars and drive somewhere outside of the major cities. If you living in some major city, get in your car and just drive out anyway. And just go out there and come back and tell me, what did you see? Nothing but open fields. But they saying the world is overpopulated. The only thing overpopulated is that one damn square mile that you got millions of people stacked on. That's overpopulated. Hell, when I was driving rigs across America, I was pulling apples out of Washington, those big, beautiful, red, delicious apples out of Washington State, taking them over into Pennsylvania, coming across I-90, dropping down to 80, then coming on into Pennsylvania. For miles coming out there, nothing but open land. Nothing but open land. Then dotted all across America are these little bitty towns, 5,000 people, 6,000 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people. And a lot of those towns still look like back in the 1800s, you know, straight through the town, straight down. That was downtown, you know. But in these big major metropolis, millions of people stacked on top of each other. That's where it's overcrowded, you know, and they feeding you that garbage. So, you know, anyway, I done shared a lot of stuff with you. I know that you're gonna have people to say that I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about, da 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 da. But at the same time, what I'm talking about, you ain't gonna be able to come back and tell me that I'm wrong. If you say I'm wrong, prove to me that you right. You understand? And see, that's the way we get down like that. This is what I said. Okay, and you say what I say is not the truth, then you prove what the truth is. That's the way you do that. Like if I say Jesus don't exist, you prove that he do exist. Time has already proved that he don't exist. His ass ain't showed up. With all this shit going on in the world and all these believers that have believed and suffered and died, when he's gonna show up? And I say he don't exist, well, you prove that he do. That's the way we do. We ain't got to argue. Hold up, wait a minute. No, no, no. I'm too intelligent to argue. All you have to do is prove what you saying. If you say I don't know what I'm talking about, then prove what you talking about. That's the way we do that. That's the way we do that. You know what I'm saying? Real simple. You say I don't know what I'm talking about? I'm wrong. Then prove yourself right. If I say there's no Jesus, I don't have to prove it. No, I can prove it. Where he at? Where he at? You mean some dude that was killed and he stayed dead 3 days? Okay, put that aside. You can't explain that within the level of intelligence. But that happened 2,000 years ago. My question, I'm 60. Hell, when I was born, they were saying Jesus died on the cross for our sin 2,000 years ago. Now, 60 years later, you still saying 2,000 years. I'm trying to ask you what goddamn kind of clock you using. Because the clock I got said July 24th this year, I'll be 61. But when it come to Jesus, it was still 2,000 years ago he died on the cross for our sin. I'm upset with that because the fact you ain't factoring in my 60 years of life that I've lived on the planet. So if you was really intelligent, then you would be saying to me that Jesus died 2,060 years ago on the cross for our sins. But you can't explain that. You see, I can explain it. Because 60 years, that makes sense. When I was born in 1961, July 24th, 7:47 in the morning, raised 17 pounds, 7 ounces. 17 pounds, 7 ounces, 7:47 in the morning, July 7th month, 24th day. That's when I was born. 60 years ago, and plus and a little bit extra, because in July this year I'll be 61. You can't even say 2,060 years ago Jesus died on the cross for our sins. Still saying 2,000 years. And I'm asking you what kind of clock you using. You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like your clock broke. But you say I'm wrong, that ain't true. Okay, then prove. You prove that you right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't waiting like that. I got to do this here. And this here, what I'm doing is talking to you to in an effort to get you to, you know, wake up and see that this actually is a beautiful place that we got here called Planet Earth. Oh man, beautiful. Have you seen some of these places? If you ain't been nowhere, shit, if you ain't got no money to go nowhere, get on the computer. You go to the library and get on damn computer free and pop open Google Map, Google Earth, and just move around. Look at shit. Beautiful place that ain't got these devils running around. Then you realize that, wait a minute. The only problem is certain people that's fucking shit up. That's the problem. Because the majority of these people, black folks, white folks, and all other folks, they just trying to live, man. That's it. The majority of the people on this planet are coming and going, just trying to look, put a roof over their head, some food in their stomach, clothes on their body, and have a life. Man, how many times have I said that? That's all they trying to do. They ain't running around here trying to make no damn bomb and start no war and steal no money. You got a lot of people, they ain't trying to be rich. They just want to be comfortable. That's it. So where the hell is all this shit coming from? Your leaders. You know, when you watch the news, they claim the news. Who are they talking about all the time? Your leaders, business people, corporation. They're not talking about me and you. And you're a good person. And you know you're a good person. I don't never hear that about you. You don't never hear that about me. Why am I saying all this to you? Because I really love you. You know that? And the reason why I love you is because you're part of this, what we call the human family. And this transcends race, creed, or culture and color and all that kind of shit. And I'm not just talking about black people, white people. I'm talking about all people. We're part of this human family, whether you and can conceptualize that or not. And currently, at this particular point, April 29th, it's 11:58 in the morning here in Israel, Friday. And we all right now have one common enemy, and that bandit is trying to kill us. These heathens run around talking about the planet is overpopulated, and the number one person they want to wipe out first are those Africans because they want to still control those resources down there. Europe, the UK just announced that Africa will not leaving. You got Africans in countries that won't. They done woke up now and they realize that they trouble is because these white people running around from Europe who colonized the place is keeping the place fucked up, and they want them out. And they say we ain't going nowhere because their lifestyle is rooted, predicated on usurping those natural resources for free. Okay, now is that the people doing that? No, it's the leadership doing it, the corporation, the business people that's making this money off the backs of innocent people, whereas they're keeping it, you know, stoked. The corporation, the business people are the ones that have been keeping free energy locked up and high efficient engines locked up so that you can keep buying their fuel and wasting it. You didn't know 75% of the fuel to run through the engine is waste through exhaust. They want to keep you coming back, keep you coming back, keep you coming back, keep you coming back, keep you coming back to keep making that money. Is that you doing that? No. Is that me doing that? No. Who is doing? They doing that. And then they're the ones in the background paying the government officials to make laws so they can keep making money. Got you all screwed up. Now, I'm gonna say this about Putin, and I'm gonna roll on because I know you done had enough. I mean, if you go back and listen to this again, you're gonna get emotional about it. You're gonna say, man, this dude don't know what the hell he's talking about. And the reason why you say something like that, because you really don't want to hear what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is so powerful and disturbing for some people that's your comeback. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, because what I'm telling you, you don't have a clue as to what I'm talking about. And this shit hit hard. Truth, truth can be a monster. It can be very painful, especially to a devil. Bandits don't care that what they're doing is hurting people. You know what I'm saying? Like you talk about the pedophile ring and all this thing. They don't care they doing that to the children. What bothers them is when they get caught and can't do it. Now they upset. And they mad cause you caught them. But but the devilment and the pain and suffering that they're doing, they don't give a shit about that. They don't care about that. They care about them children. You know, we get them and take them down, and then they mad at us because we got them. So you see what I'm saying? This is a beautiful world we're living in. And you just have to know that. And so, anyway, listen, enjoyed speaking to you. I know it's been interesting to say the least, because when I get to going, I get to going. But hey, you can't say this has been boring. This shit has been powerful, man. You listen to the big brother Nubian King from Israel, and I'm, dropping down this knowledge to you about what's taking place in your country. And you have to ask yourself, man, This brother going hard on what's happening here in America, and he living in Israel. Why? Because I love you. If you don't have somebody like me to stand up and do this and say this, you'll never know. You'll never know that Vladimir Putin came to the rescue of those African people that the goddamn Ukrainian left out there in them cold. Y'all don't know that. You don't know how much your president, your government is lying and blowing smoke up your ass. When they left those black African brothers and sisters out there in the damn cold, and that child was trying to feed that baby with that bottle in that freezing cold, I asked, damn, that food ain't frozen up in the bottle. They didn't give a shit. But you don't know that it was Russia that got those black people that the white folks didn't give a shit about, brought them into Russia, opened up a school that they wasn't using, gave them warm beds, let them get showers, and gave them food, and then say you can stay here until your country figure out how to come get you. Y'all didn't hear about that in the United States of America, the greatest goddamn country in the world? Oh, you didn't hear about Russia doing that for the black folks? Oh, y'all think that Vladimir Putin, when he was help training Africans how to fight against you white colonizers, then you say, oh, that didn't happen. That's a lie. That's all you can say. You can't prove that it's a lie because it's proof that he did that. Don't nobody care about black people. Nobody give a shit about black people. That's why when you hear something positive about black folk, it ain't on no mainstream news. But he did that. Yeah, buddy. They squashed that information when them Ukrainians left them black folks standing out there in the cold. Me and his shit else about that. He's talking about who getting killed in Ukraine. And you don't even know that the old grandmother that was hiding in the basement for 3 weeks, when she came out because she saw the Ukrainian, the people saw that was in the basement. They saw the Ukrainian soldiers and they went outside and the grandmother told the story that these niggas opened fire and started killing them. And when the grandmother saw what was happening, she dropped down and played dead. That's how she made it. And she told the story. She played dead. But she said those was Ukrainian soldiers that was killing Ukrainians. And then the U.S. lied and said it was Russian that killed the Ukrainian. And y'all don't know about the Azov battalion, that the Nazis and all this shit. It's a bigger story than what they're telling y'all. Oh, yeah. And so why am I saying these things? Because I do have a love for humanity. And I know a lot of white people probably sitting up saying, oh, man, that ain't even true. See, here's the deal. All of you white people are not, possessors of the demon spirit. You got some white people that's pretty cool. And I'm not afraid to say that to anybody. I'm not afraid to say that to black people. Yeah, we done had a rough ride with these heathens. Absolutely. At the same time, I'm intelligent enough to know that not all them heathens are the same. All of them don't buy into that bullshit. I watched a beautiful movie the other day. Forgot the name of it. But they said it was based on a true story that took place in Africa, in South Africa, when they was fighting, the apartheid system. These three individuals started out doing something else, but they end up in a bank, and they wind up, in a terrible situation. And it just showed you how evil and mean and ornery that the white South Africans are, right? Still are. And in the bank was one of the big politician's daughter. And when he realized that was the bank that his daughter worked in, he called in and he wanted them soldiers and police and everybody to get her out of there. Damn everybody else, get my daughter. And come to find out, the girl hated her parents because they had, slaves and black people working on their farm back in the day. And so the brother in the bank and her became, friends, because he shared the stories of his suffering and family and how the whites killed his mother and father in front of them unmercifully. And then she shared the story where she saw her father kill a man with no remorse, just because he was black. So now they done made a bond right there, the black guy and the white girl, and she said, and that I want to help you. And he said, why would you want to help me? Because it's like this black and white thing. Why would you want? She said, because I don't want to become what my parents are. Because I saw my father kill a man without batting an eye, no remorse, just because he was black. And that's based on a true story. But the point is, all black people are not bad, and not all white people are bad. You got some bad black people, and you got some bad white people. It just depends on who the hell you're dealing with. That's all. You know, that's all. When they show who they are through their works and their actions, then that's what it is. That's what it is. So anyway, yeah, I said these things and I hope I inspired some thought in you, but you all can't just sit up and let this guy continue, your government and on all these people, whoever, continue to blow smoke up your backside and just do you any kind of way, telling you all kind of lies and bullshit and have you running all around in a circle stuck on stupid doing dumb shit. That's all. You got to think, you got to ask questions, because this is a tough time we living in here on planet Earth, man, to say the least. It's like the devil. You talking about the freak come out at night? Shit, it's like the devil be out all the time, you know. And I don't like, to see people taken advantage of, especially women and children. That gets under my skin to see women and children taken advantage of. That really get me to going. And with my Leo power, I like to try to, you know, look out for them, protect them, so that they don't keep wiped out by this devil. And so that's the basis of why I say, I love you, a human family, because I've had a lot of great experiences with white people, Americans, Israelis. I can tell you a story when I was living in Hope, Arkansas, a little bit ass town out in Arkansas, 10,000 people. The people say, racist and everything. Yeah, they there. But listen, I was out there doing a fast walk in front of this school. They had a real nice fast walk. They had a real nice paved walkway in the front of the school going all across the yard out there, big old nice place. And it was under the trees. And so I used to like to go down there and get my walk in. And so one day I was out there and it was real nice, weather's nice and in the sun, shining through the trees and the walkways, everything is real nice. So I'm walking and walking. And then I had a thought to myself. Okay, excuse me. Now, I, when I finished walking, I started stretching. It was a bench there, put my foot up, did some stretching, laid on the ground, did some stretches, da 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 da. Because the walkway was real clean. It was like brand new asphalt. And so the birds is chirping, the weather's nice, the sun's shining. And when I did my stretch, I happened to look up in the trees. And I said to myself, damn, when the last time I laid in the grass and looked up through the trees? And so when I finished stretching, I just laid back there. I was laying on the ground, chilling, looking up at the trees. And I heard some footsteps coming across the grass. And then this white girl said, Mister, are you all right? You all right? So I turned and looked around and said, yeah. When I looked, man, it was about 15 cars that had lined up on the street out there, and dudes was coming over with their emergency kits. All of them was white. And they running over there. One guy had the phone out. He was about to call the emergency service. And I said, whoa. I said, what? And I stood up. And when I stood up, everybody stopped. I said, what? And they said, he all right? I said, yeah. They said, you all right, sir? I said, yeah. I said, what's happening? What's going on? The lady said, well, we saw you out here laid out on the ground. We thought maybe you had passed out or something had happened to you. Ooh, I said, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to excite y'all like that. I'm sorry. I was laid here after I finished stretching and was looking up through the trees and just admiring how beautiful it was. And they was like, what? Okay, so you all right? And there was other people out there in the cars getting ready to come. They was standing on the edge. They hollered, is he okay? Yeah, yeah, everything's okay. They all was white people. Just saw a black man laid out on the ground. That was back then. Shit, today you see your ass walking. Some of them, not all of them. Again, you know. So try to relax a little bit. Next time I'll tell you about Harvard legacy of slavery. You know, Harvard school, they got the reports coming out how it profited off slavery. And some of those things that, you know, they tried to erase the history. I'll tell you about that. Harvard, they done released a 134-page report this week that detailed the school's extensive ties to slavery and pledged $100 million for a fund for scholars to continue to research the topic. Yeah. Anyway, it that particular report, it documented a lot of prominent people that was associated with Harvard. You know, everybody talking about Harvard. You know, including four of them Harvard professors that actually owned slaves. So it's a deep story. Maybe I'll talk to you about it one day. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But anyway, for those of you that hung out with me this period, for those of you that I appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And as you see, Big Brother be bringing it. You know, I have topics that I share with you, not out of not out of anger or hate for any people like that. I'm not that kind of person, but just out of pure love that just like those people out there on Sentinel Island that I was telling you about over there in India, off the coast of India, they living in peace and paradise. Why can't we? You know what I'm saying? Just think about that. They're living in peace and paradise. Why can't we? Why do it have to be like that? You understand? Why does it have to be like that? Hmm. You know, this world is actually living under the barbaric rulership of those barbarians that used to live in those rock piles, came out of ancient world. Maybe I'll break that down to you someday. But the civilization that they're talking about is actually a barbaric civilization. This is civilization according to a barbaric mentality. We don't even know what it would be like under a luscious, Nubian, loving, compassionate, kind, considerate, thoughtful, happy, loving, tranquil society. The only individual that would not want a society like that are the barbarians that love barbaric energy. And so, my question, why can it be that way? The answer is because of those barbarians that keep it barbaric. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, that's enough for you for now, I believe. This has been a lot of information that you're going to have to digest. Some of this stuff I done shared with you all today, you are just not going to believe because it's so hard. You know, truth can be very difficult to digest sometimes. And I know there are going to be those that say you don't know what you're talking about. You're right. Well, whatever. I could care less what you think. You know, one thing about getting a certain age, you really don't give a crap what nobody say about what you think or do. You're not the butter to my bread nor the sweetener to my tea. I get up every day and take care of me. I'm telling you these things because they truth. You need to hear it, and you being taken advantage of. And look, if you got 40,000 people sleeping in the street, homeless in LA, and you got a street known for the drug problem in Kingston, uh, Pennsylvania. But you have a president that's sending billions of dollars to something else and leaving old people out in the street and on drugs. That's wrong. You prove to me that what I'm saying is wrong. Go and go show me LA with nobody in the street. Go over there at Kingston and walk down the street and show me ain't no drug addicts out in the street. And then I can just shut up. But my point is to help you to wake up and realize that you're getting bamboozled. It ain't got nothing to do with black and white. Everybody getting bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? Just everybody. So anyway, I love you. And that's what motivates me to hang out with you and share these things. And I love you a lot. Okay. You're part of my human family here on planet Earth. And I love you from the basement of my heart all the way up to the attic of my mind. That's a lot. And how long do I love you? I love you 24/7. That means I love you all the time. Thanks for hanging out with me. Next time, shalom.